Okay, gang, so I finished hanging the doors. They look good, nice and level and fit together real nice. I've got to get the hardware still for the front. I'll do that over the next couple of days, probably when I go to pick up the roofing material. That should be in 2 days, and then I'll finish off the well house. Still have some trim to do, and then of course I'm going to paint this building. So hopefully get that all done by the end of the week. So for the rest of the day, I'm going to go ahead and install the new submersible well pump. So this is my pump here. It's a Goulds 1/2 horsepower submersible well pump. It's a 3-wire pump, meaning the control panel, the starter and so forth for this pump resides in the well house. This is the control panel here, versus a 2-wire system where those components are actually in the submersible well itself, in the submersible pump itself. I prefer the 3-wire system just because if something goes wrong in the future, it's a lot easier to work from the control panel than it is having to pull that submersible pump. I've got a lot of faith in this Goulds pump. As I mentioned in a previous video, the old pump that's been in the well for more than 30 years and was still working when I pulled it was a Goulds. So I was tickled to discover that. I didn't know it was a Goulds when, before I started pulling it out. So anyway, because it's a 3-wire system, I'm gonna have to splice together this submersible electric wire here. So I'll do that with a simple splicing kit, which is basically crimping the wires together and then using your polybutylene torch to, your butylene torch rather, to fuse that splice together. This kit is specifically made for submersible wire splicing. So splice that together, and then what'll happen is when I attach the polyethylene drop pipe to the submersible pump, I will wrap this wire around that drop pipe and tape it about every 10 feet. To the top of the submersible pump is a 1 1/4 inch threaded opening. I've got a stainless steel coupler that I will screw into that opening. You want to use 3 wraps of plumber's tape on that when you screw that in. And then I've got a barbed top to 1 inch that the polyethylene pipe will go over. And then around that, I'll have 2 stainless steel clamps to make sure that that's clamped on well. So the polyethylene pipe will be about 80 feet of pipe. Attached to the top of the pump here, there's a place here to attach a safety rope, which is what this is. This is specifically for wells. So I'll attach the safety rope, and then we will submerge this pump, like I said, at about 80 feet. My well is 120 feet deep, but the static water level is 70 feet. So the former pump was at 80 feet. That's where I'm going to put this one. So down the well will go the submersible pump, the safety rope, and this electric wire. Once we get it down there, at the top of the wellhead, there will be this connection, which again is another barbed piece that the top of the polyethylene pipe will go into. That will get pipe clamped as well. And then I've got my 1 inch coupler here to begin the plumbing from there. So that is it. Shouldn't take too much time. I've just got to unroll this this polyethylene pipe and get going. All right. Okay, so this polyethylene pipe is pretty rigid at the end, and I'm really having a hard time trying to get it over this barbed coupler. So I'm gonna have to heat this up, and I think that'll make it a lot easier. All right, that is looking good. Okay, gang, so I've got the electric wires attached to the drop pipe, and like I said, I've got about a little more than about 90 feet actually, so I've got some to cut off in the end. submersible pump here. Got the safety rope attached. Wellhead there. I don't know if you can see the water down there, but it's there. Let's see if I can turn a light on here on the camera. No, maybe not. All right, so we're going to go ahead and drop her down. Well, not drop her down. Ease her in slowly. All right, here we go. I've got a piece of tape marked on the pipe where I'm at 80 feet. So that's where I'll know where to stop. I dropped a string in yesterday with a wrench attached to see where I could hear the splash. And it was actually at 65 feet. So that was nice to see. Although this well we haven't drawn water from this well in months. So that might have something to do with it as well. All right, this is the easy part. Getting a little heavier. I hadn't thought about that. Okay, I heard it hit the water. And I'm just about at the top of my wellhead. Perfect. So that is where I want to be. And I'm just going to tie this off my safety rope. And we'll do the topside attachment. Okay, so this is the top of the drop pipe. And again, I've got the same issue with this barbed end of this top piece is tight on this rigid. And so I'm going to go ahead and heat her up. All right, that is on, and I think I want this to actually face, do I want it to face that way? Let me think about that for a minute. Yeah, I think I want it to face the back of the wellhead, because I'm going to run the plumbing up the back wall, over and then out. Or I guess I could, I hadn't thought about that. Oh well. If I go out, yeah, I'm gonna go out the back. So that is that. I'll tighten down these clamps and set the cap on the wellhead. We'll be good to go. Okay, gang, so it's Friday and I'm wrapping up the well project. So the last step in the plumbing here is the float switches. So I've got two SJE float switches here, and they will reside inside the tank, obviously. The top one will control the submersible well pump. So these will set about right here, and when the tank is full, this float will set at the top, floating on the water, obviously. As the tank depletes, this float drops down. There's a ball in here that clicks either open or closes the circuit. to the submersible well pump. So you can hear that ball. So when it falls down here, well pump turns on. It fills the fills this tank until this float goes back up. You hear the click, that turns the submersible well pump off. So I've got a full tank then. The bottom float switch is a safety backup switch to prevent my jet pump from burning up. So if this tank were to become completely depleted, that bottom switch would then drop down and shut off my jet pump. So those are the SJE float switches. They're going to go inside the tank. This piece will come out and serve as the anchor to keep this thing suspended. All right, we are almost there.